Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Felix, and I'm super excited for you to be here because if you're anything like me, you've always wanted to create a business, you've always wanted to build an audience, but you just don't know where to begin because you feel like you're not an expert. You feel like you don't have experience. You feel like you don't have anything valuable to offer. Like, why would someone listen to me, right? That's probably what you're thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. I've always wanted to start a business, and everyone always tells me the best way to start a business is first to build an audience. And the way to build an audience is to create content. So what I first started doing was I started writing blog posts. Like everyone else says, create a ton of content, write every single day. And that's what I was doing. I was spending 10 hours researching a blog post. I was spending 10 hours writing it, 5 hours editing and formatting the blog post, putting the pictures together and everything, and then releasing it and then just waiting, right? Waiting 2 months or even longer sometimes for Google to decide if my content was worth ranking or not. So very little feedback. And during this time, I'm just like writhing in pain thinking about how much of a failure I am and how much this is not going to work. And I remember one night specifically where I was maybe like 5,000 words into this massive 15,000 word blog post that I was writing, and I just felt like yanking my hair out. I felt like just like barfing all over the blog post I wrote because it just felt like I wasn't offering anything valuable to the world. I was just like doing some research and piecing it all together, but what kind of new perspective am I offering? I'm not an expert. Like, what am I bringing out there that's not already searchable on Google? So I feel like if I have no value, no expertise, no experience, like, why should someone listen to me? Then I realized that maybe I don't have to be the expert. What if I could be the messenger, the conduit for people that want the answers, and I could go find the experts and ask them the questions and then give the people the answer? What if I could be the gold miner, find the gold, mine it out, and then bring the gold to the townspeople? Like, what if I made that my sole focus? What if I just stayed genuinely curious and knew what questions the townspeople, the people that are not experts that want to learn, what if I knew what questions they wanted? And what if I went out and got them those answers? And that was the moment that I realized that interview-based podcasting was how I was going to offer value to the world. I no longer had to be the expert. I just knew I just had to be genuinely curious, and I just had to know what kind of questions my audience wanted to know the answers to. And I realized that there's actually a ton of value in being that guy. Most people are not going to be able to go out there and get the answers or be motivated enough to go out and interview people to get the answers for everyone else. So that was going to be my sole focus, and that's why I started my very first successful podcast. And I kept at it. I consistently release episodes. 5 years later, I now have over 1 million downloads a year. I've made over $300,000 from my podcast, and now realize that I don't have to be the expert. I just have to be the person that gets the experts the questions, pull out the answers from them, and then give it to the people that want it, which is my audience. And that's how I build an audience, and that's how I build a business. And throughout this process, the biggest transformation for me was that I realized that I can be valuable. Even if no one can point to me and say that I'm the expert on so and so, or I'm the most knowledgeable about some subject matter, because I am there, I am the person that's reporting, I'm the person that's pulling out the gold, pulling out the information, pulling out the answers to the questions, and delivering to the people. I can add value, and that I am valuable, and people will reward you for it. I'm the exact case study for that. I've been paid because I've been able to, not because of my expertise, not because I'm an expert on a particular topic, but because I've been able to pull the information out of the experts. In fact, my most popular podcast, which is Shopify Masters Podcast, is the most popular e-commerce podcast out there, but I have never started a successful e-commerce store. I've started a couple and failed miserably, but I knew how to ask the right questions. I knew what kind of questions my audience wanted to know the answers to. There's a formula to follow, and hopefully you're on the same journey where you are wondering what value you can offer, and you realize that, hey, this is the way that you can bring value to the world. And we teach all of that in the Podcasting Secrets course, and hope to see you inside.